Norman Borlaug was a plant breeder and pathologist credited with improving wheat yield and indirectly saving over 1 billion people from starvation. He is known as the father of the Green Revolution, and he continues, in my opinion, to be one of the most under-recognized individuals for the great work that he has done for humanity. Norman Borlaug was born March 25, 1914, in Cresco, Iowa, and son of Norwegian immigrants. He grew up on a small Rockwell-esque farm and learned very early what the value of hard work and dedication is. His primary education began in a one-room schoolhouse in the prairies in northeast Iowa. Borlaug continued on to high school where he took on the sport of wrestling. His coach continued to develop Borlaug's hard work ethic and inspired him never to give up. Borlaug continued his wrestling career into college and became one of the top wrestlers in the intercollegiate wrestling world and was inducted into the NCAA World Hall of Fame for wrestling. When deciding which college to attend, Borlaug's initial intention was to attend Iowa State's Teacher College, but instead chose to attend the University of Minnesota. There, in 1937, he earned his bachelor's in forestry and was set for a career in the United States Forestry Service. Unfortunately, funding was short at the time, and his job was delayed 6 months. Disappointed, Borlaug decided to take a few extra classes on campus, and while doing so, he noticed a flyer for a plant pathology seminar by Dr. Alvin Stockman. After hearing about what he had to say, Norman was hooked and asked Stockman if he could be admitted as a PhD student for plant pathology. Borlaug earned his master's in 1939 and his PhD in 1942, and after graduating, worked from DuPont from 1942 to 1944 in their microbiology department as part of his obligatory wartime service. Borlaug then joined a fledgling research group of the Rockefeller Foundation, aimed at increasing wheat yields for impoverished farmers in Mexico. Upon taking the job, Borlaug had many difficulties against him, including a language barrier, local farmer acceptance and development, and conducting a breeding program. Through hard work and developing a great connection to the local farmers, Borlaug's efforts paid off. He bred wheat that had significant reduction in rust and shorter stems to prevent lodging. To increase genetic gain over a short amount of time, Borlaug also developed the idea of growing wheat in warmer climates so that 2 harvests could be done in one season, thus improving genetic gain. That and the development of new irrigation and fertilizer techniques that came along with the Great Green Revolution gave rise to significant yield increases. After finishing his work in Mexico, Borlaug was asked to bring the technology to other parts of the world who were facing the same issues Mexico farmers and populations were having. After much convincing and reluctance, Norman and a team of scientists convinced Pakistan and India to accept his new technology, which increased yields in Pakistan and India fourfold. His success with wheat continued to flow through the Middle East and other parts of the world. Borlaug's technology also spilt over into the genetic improvement of rice. In 1970, for his efforts in India and Pakistan, Borlaug received the Nobel Peace Prize. After receiving the prize, Norman wanted to create a Nobel Award for agriculturists to end world hunger and founded the World Food Prize. Borlaug was also very involved in Africa and in 1986 developed a program that would introduce the Green Revolution technology to various parts of Africa. Norman Borlaug was also one of the first scientists to have contact with the Chinese in the 70s and developed strong relationships with the scientists there.